Hello and welcome to Infamous, the audio podcast. This is Brandon, or Parental Abandonment on Discord.
This is Parker, go by one who parks on Discord.
And we are back for another riveting New Year's episode. We're recording this at 10:12 p.m. on December 31st.
Mm-hmm.
Parker, have you run out of beer yet? Because I'm drinking my last one.
Yeah, I purposely run myself out of beer at all times because I don't buy any. Not a fan of beer. So yes.
That must be a pretty dour situation to just constantly... You're like the person who, can't eat enough food. Like, you're starving, at all times.
For me, it's definitely so if you go to my house, you're like, where's the beer? And then I close the fridge and I go over to my liquor cabinet. It's just nothing but whiskey. And so there's I have bottle upon bottle upon bottle of mostly Irish whiskey. And so that is how I roll. I'm not whiskeying up right now, but I could. That sounds good. I should have done that. I made a mistake. My first mistake of 2026 is not being.
No, I mean it's currently still your first mistake or your last mistake of 2025.
Yeah,
but
that's
you know
true.
what your other mistake is not having a wireless headset. So you can't go make a drink while we podcast.
That is true. Both of these things are true at the same time.
So basically, what you're hearing is that we live in a great day and age where you're allowed to podcast and make drinks at the same time. We finally did it, guys.
Yep. Every once in a while I have that thought when I think about something I'm doing on my hand or something I'm doing, on my computer, and I have this brief moment when, man, I remember when I was a young man, coming of age, and somebody's like, look at this new piece of technology, and I was like, oh, cool, and then somebody was like, watch, and they hit a button. And they would say the word the dog ran, and it would start to type the dog ran. And I was like, we're living in the fucking future. I remember, and it would do it so poorly, right? And it was so slowly.
Yeah, because it just predicts the most common word after the previous.
Yeah, it was not. It was not good. It was terrible tech. But the point was, one day we could do something. And this is before a cell phone. This is before any of that stuff. And I just remember. I remember it blowing my mind that I could hit a button and it would record, like a computer would record. Oh, I remember having my mind blown every 3 months, as a kid.
Yeah.
And now all that stuff is peanuts, right? My girls walk around with such incredible, things at their fingertips. Today, I was thinking, my youngest was like, Dad, I'd like to play something on your Xbox. And I was like, okay, cool. So I went online. I went on my Xbox. We looked at the free-to-play store, and she got a game, Bluey, the Bluey video game.
Mm-hmm.
She got that, downloaded it, and was playing it start to finish. That whole thing took 4 minutes, and I never left my house. When I was her age, if I would have wanted a video game, it would have taken me at least 2 weeks to go through the process of finding physical things that I wanted, traveling distances to pick those things up, shopping in person.
Shit, right? So I remember when I was still in high school, my senior year, I finally owned my own computer, and it was a complete piece of shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But nobody knew anything back then, right? Unless you were either a complete expert or a complete novice. There was no in between, right? You're either booting shit off of floppy disks or you don't know what RAM is. There's no in between yet. Most people don't even know how to type. And so I was like, hey, I got a computer. Let's go to Best Buy and buy a video game that I can play. So we go to Best Buy, and I find a Lord of the Rings game. And this is back when video games came in those big, square, thick boxes.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
and so there's one picture, and it's of the loading menu. You have no idea what this game looks like.
Right.
There's barely an internet. You can't look this shit up, especially while you're at the store. So I'm going to buy this $65 computer video game, go home, open the 5 discs that come with it, put it in my computer, and try to boot this game. And it just crashes repeatedly. And then that's basically telling you your computer isn't good enough to run this. There's basically no way to know if it was good enough before you bought it. And they won't take it back because it has a CD key. And so you just wasted $65 to learn that your computer is a piece of shit.
Yep.
It was amazing. It was an amazing time to be alive.
And all of that, that's the other thing, you said, how would you even know if it was a good game? Regina, I forgot the part where when we were getting it loaded up, she got to like read a little blurb about it and play a video about it, and then immediately everything is like right there, instantly gratification, right? And also it's free because I have the Game Pass or whatever. So like she has access to like the 620 game library, and it downloaded onto my Xbox in moments because of fiber internet. Like it was just so it is such a bizarre thing because and here's the thing. I realized afterwards, I was like, why have I never let my kids play on my Xbox? Like, clearly, this is something they could have been doing for a long time. There's a tons of games that they might appreciate, that are for their age. Like, and they could be playing video games, and they want to, and I could be encouraging that. And then, but I realized what it was. The reason why they haven't done it is because in my mind, I'm still thinking, well, if they want to play a video game, they got to save up for at least 2 years of Christmas money to buy something and then I have to go physically to the store and hope they have enough. Like these are the things I think they have to do. Because
when I said the game was $65, like that was in like 2003.
Right.
That's a lot of fucking money.
That's a huge amount of fucking
for
money.
Someone who doesn't have a job.
Yeah.
Like that takes months of saving.
Yes.
Like even having a job, like that's like a week and a half's work working at $3.50 an hour.
Yeah. It is. I have so many things. I'm just like, yeah, just download the app or whatever on my phone. Like I get that there's modernity that I have access to, and it makes perfect sense. But there's some things that I still realize.
Modernicity.
Yeah, I still realize that I am living in a previous era, and I haven't moved forward yet. At some point, I mean, I'm kind of happy that I work around young people all the time, like constantly, and so my blind spots are at least known to me. I at least know that's not something that I know about, like some of the apps and stuff that they use. I was like, yes, I know this is a thing that young people use. I don't know about it. I'm not interested in learning how. But sometimes, like today, when I was like reminded, like, oh shit, we live in the future, and I'm still thinking that my kids will access this like they did in the past.
Yeah. I think it's funny to look at different things and then how many years earlier would this have to have been released in its current state to seem like science fiction? Like, just the Nintendo Switch, for example. Like, there's the Nintendo Store. You can just play older video games on the Switch. It's got touchscreen. It's got removable controllers. You play multiple people at once. It's seamless multiplayer. All this amazing stuff it can do. And it's like, if you had released that 12 years sooner, it would have been like alien technology. Like, it would have been so crazy. Like what? When did the Switch come out? I'm going to look this up. 2017. So yeah, the smartphone came out in like 06, 05. Okay, there's no way this is great. This is saying smartphones came out in 92. I think it's just talking about like Blackberries though. Yeah, 07 was the iPhone. Yeah, so it's only 12 years after the iPhone was we had Nintendo Switches for children, which is just crazy to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, video games have come a long way. I remember like when someone first introduced me to Steam, and I'm like, this is amazing. You just have all your games in one place. Like, it really standardized video games. It was pretty great.
I remember where I was on planet Earth when I realized, like, I'm going to play video games forever. It was in Electronics Boutique, back when EB Games was the thing. Electronics Boutique.
Was the one in Roland Park?
It was the one in Oak Park Mall here in Kansas.
Oh, okay. That was a good one.
Yeah, it was the Oak Park Mall, and my brother and I walked in, and we had never seen it before. There was when they used to set up like the game console and a TV next to it, and, like usually wrapped in plastic or something with a stand. It had that, and it said Halo Combat Evolved, and down in front of it were 2 controllers, not one, but 2. I picked up one, my brother picked up the other, and we played the very first level of Halo Combat Evolved together, not multiplayer, like not competitively.
Co-op.
We get cooperative, and we both looked at each other, and we were just like, "This is it! Like this,
they
this
got
is
us.
It. Yeah, this is where they got." And that was it.
It's like that first heroin.
Yep, that was it forever. And I've owned PlayStation things, also, but I've never not owned an Xbox. That was it. Like it was just, and I was just like that. This is it. Like I'm set. I'm set for life. This is all I need. Is this. I just need to be able to play games like this. And we still are. Like we still are. He and I are still finding ways to play. He doesn't have an Xbox anymore; he just uses Microsoft computers. But like that is what we're still doing today. It was that simple to
Yeah.
us.
I definitely remember, like, the PlayStation was amazing, but the Xbox definitely felt like a big step forward.
Yeah.
I went to the GameStop in Mission Mall in my, like, middle school days every day I could, and I just play their Halo on the demo box until, I was able to get my own Xbox. But yeah, I probably clocked 40 hours of playing at the demo booth, like easy, because I'd show up when nobody else was there, and so they would just let me stay on it as long as I could.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
So we got D&D this week. Are you excited?
I am excited. A lot of shit's happened. I'm excited. I am excited. I might actually be able to. Part of me, where was it the other day? I was like, man, I could listen to some D&D, or I could listen to more Dresden, and I picked Dresden because I'm in one of my favorite books that I did not realize this motherfucker. It's book. Is it 8? Is Proven Guilty? Is that 8?
Yep.
8 is fucking long. Like
it does drag a bit.
Not long, like.
Because
Go ahead. Like time.
It's one of the only intrigue books that they have in that like stretch of books.
Yeah.
Because even though like book 6 is technically like a intrigue / detective novel, the detective plotline is complete throwaway trash just to do exposition. So you don't really feel it, and so you're actually like doing legwork and stuff in book 8.
Yeah.
But there's also just a lot of storylines to wrap up.
Yeah. Book 8 is and they're almost to Arctis Tour. That's all I'll say about that.
Okay.
And I had forgotten. I remember the Arctis Tour the first time I read it. That little scene, the whole scene, was full of things that confused the fuck out of me at the time, because that was kind of the point. You're just like, you're kind of like peeking behind.
It's a lot of information and a lot of like Easter eggs that you don't notice at the time.
You're like peeking behind the curtain to a show you've never seen. So like, how the fuck would you know what's going on in the play when you're just seeing backstage, basically? And so like, I am really excited to go through Arctis Tour again, knowing what I know now. Also, there have been so many. What you've told me that there are so many Easter eggs throughout the books, or so many like foreshadowings, really quiet, simple ones, and I have encountered so many of them. There was one the other day that I was like, oh, I gotta remember this to tell Brandon about it. I gotta remember this to tell Brandon about it. I gotta remember it. Oh, but it made me mad. I can't remember it now. I can't. Oh, that makes me so mad. I should have written it down. But I want to say it was a moment about.
Yeah, because we've recommended so many people read the books, I don't want to give spoilers on them, so I'm not asking any questions.
No, I'm not. I'm going to say it wasn't a spoiler. It was just something about. It was something Harry remarked about a character, kind of offhandedly, and I went whoop 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 whoop. I was like that's foreshadowing. Like yeah, I am very very impressed by this book. This book is so long, and I am loving it. I also like everything that has to do with fairies, and this one is like tangentially about fairies. It's not like super stuck in like some of the other books are, but this one is, like you said, it's more it reads like a thriller, which is the point, right? Because it's all about horror monsters. Yeah. It reads like a thriller, and I think that's really cool. Like he did a little genre shift for this one that I didn't recognize as well the first time. But it is a long fucking book. I've been listening to basically the entire winter break. I've been doing most of my free time, or like idle time when I'm doing dishes, and I've been doing a lot of dishes and just cleaning around the house and stuff. And I'm still like 8 fucking hours left for some shit. It's a really long book.
Yeah. The thing I think Butcher does really, really well is foreshadowing that doesn't feel like foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Like he's really subtle about it to where you will never notice it in the moment. And then on the like reread, you'll notice it because it's like little stuff like, how did we get here? It's not where we got to, it's how we got here. Like you'll notice that like the person that gave you the hint had motivations that you didn't notice before.
Right.
Because you didn't have the information yet. So then on the reread, you'll notice like little subplot things that like contextual issues that you didn't notice the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And I really love rereads for that reason. Is that you pick up on a lot of that stuff. And so in like, for example, we did like whodunits last week on our Mojoverse. A lot of those movies, like once you've seen them, like the plot, who the bad guy is, like it loses a little bit of value.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I love Clue so much, is because it's got multiple endings, and so like you can watch it from every perspective for 3 different reasons, and so it's really interesting in that way. As where normally a lot of whodunits, like it's still good to see the performance, but you know the ending, like right? It's just not. That's the point of the movie, is to figure out who did it. And so in this, it's not just finding out why; it's finding out all the little sub reasons why, and I think that's really entertaining.
That's another bit about. I don't know. I should look back at the list. Did anybody put any of the Knives Out mysteries on the list? I love the
We had them on the honorable mentions, but there's just a lot of stuff that fits in that like category we did.
Right.
So.
I know the reason why I put the Knives Out mysteries up high is because I think they do something like Dresden. When you rewatch a Knives Out, you realize there was a ton of stuff going on that you just missed the first time because you didn't know the solution. I've watched the first Knives Out like 4 times, and each time I've been like, oh, like there it is.
Yeah.
Like what a cute little like thing they did here to help you. At the moment, you didn't. It looks so innocuous and unimportant. You did a great job of putting it in there. It's not a big clue. It's not, but it does fit into the whole mystery, right? And that's what I think is Jim Butcher also does a really good job with. It like you said, he hides it because it's not a big like what do you think? Like the character says a line and pauses, or a big mysterious benefactor goes, we'll see. Like there's none of those. It's not
like that's extremely overt. And
right.
the little stuff is like, hey, this person asked me this oddball question, and at the time you just think they're being like maybe cryptic, or like they give away their hand in one way, but really they're trying to get him to realize what's going on.
Right.
And so
or they're just being like one character responds sadly, right? Like the response is just like sullen or a little bit frustrated. Like sometimes the aggravation or the despair the character has is attributed perhaps to the situation, and that's how Harry attributes it. But if you know what's actually going on, you go, oh, that's why they're actually sad. That's why they're feeling this kind of feeling at this moment. There's a reveal, like a mini reveal in book 8 that I had forgotten. And I was like, God damn, this is great writing. Because it explains a character's motivations for like 5 books. 5 books, this character hates Harry. And you figure out why they have all this animosity for Harry in book 8. And it's a wonderful reason. Like, it's a perfect reason.
Yeah.
It's really... There's a lot of shit like that in the book. And what made me a little frustrated, the only thing that's made me frustrated during my reread, is the next book is coming out, toot sweet. And I'm a little bit sad because I told Sarah, I was like, there is a part of... I know I won't wait to read it because I want to so badly. I want to know what happens next. But there is a part of me that wants
to wait to get caught up.
That wants me to reread the whole thing and then read it, because I think what'll actually happen, and I think I won't be too upset about, is since I'm not even halfway through, I can stop, read the newest book, be really excited,
pick up on your reread,
and then go back to the reread and by the time I get back, I will be ready to reread it again. Just because it's happening pretty quick, but not super quick. I know I'm rereading it much faster than I read on the first time, but
oh yeah, way faster.
Way faster than I'm reading the first time. But I am I think I'll be, when around spring break comes, if I'm rereading it again, that'll feel good.
Something I think I've taken for granted because I've read so many Butcher books, if you count the duplicate reads, he has a great way of hooking you in the first paragraph. Like, just an amazing way. And obviously not in, like, the first book. But because he was still a young writer. But in pretty much every book after book 2, and even a little bit in book 2, within the first paragraph, you're like, all right, what are we doing? Like, let's do this. Like, and you just don't get that in other novels. And I've been trying to pick up a couple other series. And, like, you have to lay some groundwork. And obviously it helps that you've had a long-running single-character series. So it's easy to have that character have something eventful happen and then start the the intrigue story. But
I don't know.
yeah.
I think you can ruin any book by having a bad introduction. I think you can give it to them.
So I've tried to start reading. I guess it's his son's book. It's James Butcher. I don't know if it's his son, but that's what someone told me. James Butcher related to Jim Butcher. Yes, he is the son of Jim Butcher. So James J. Butcher, he has a 5-novel series out right now that's in a similar urban fantasy setting. But the first book, there's a prologue that's like kind of dry and hard to make it through. I generally listen to books when I'm going to bed. And so, it just puts me to sleep immediately. That's just I a week straight have been trying to make it through the prologue. I just can't. I took my dog for a walk today. I was like, yeah, I still only got halfway through the prologue. I was like, God damn, make something happen already.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I appreciate that about Butcher books is that it's okay to get people excited and then start laying it on.
And I think you are right. You can attribute a fair amount of it to experience, right? You just get better at it.
Yeah.
You find your voice.
For sure.
You get stronger at it. So beginning writers, we know that a beginning writer's first attempt is the absolute worst. I told you the story about my writing class and the Hemingway lesson that I told you the story.
I don't think so.
So in my introduction to fiction writing class, my creative fiction writing class in college, the very first lesson is the professor was like, we're going to read 2 works by Ernest Hemingway. The second one we're going to read is Hills Like White Elephants, which by some literary minds is the best work of short fiction ever written by a human. That's the second book we're going to read. And the reason why we do that secondly is because many of you have already read it. It's it's the canon. It's used as an exemplar of what good fiction should be in the short form. The first story we're going to read is this one, and I can't even remember the name of it, and it's so unremarkable the name of it. He goes, "Have you ever heard of it?" And we're like, "No." It's like, "Well, this is also Ernest Hemingway," and we're like, "Oh, a work we've never heard of in Ernest Hemingway." He goes, "Yes," and there's a reason why you haven't heard of it, and so we're going to read this first and tell me what you think. And so we all read it, and we came back the next day, and we're like, "It's like, what did you think?" And we're like, "This was Hemingway?" And she's like, "Yeah." It's like, was it like Ernest Jacob Hemingway, his some weird pseudonym or something, or somebody trying to ride his coattails to go, nope, this was Ernest Hemingway too. And we were like, this is the most terrible piece of writing we have ever read in our life. Not only was it just terrible voice and perspective and descriptions, but it was also misogynistic, grossly misogynistic. It made you angry to read and defied reading, right? It was so hard to read. And she's like, yes, this was one of Ernest Hemingway's early writes. And when he was a very young man learning how to write.
This is probably why people had things to say about him.
Yeah. And he said, this is the kind of thing that many beginning writers write first, right? They write something like this. It's obviously the roughest version of what this man would eventually become. And so he took this to, he just happened to be surrounded by authorship luminaries of the time, right? The Lost Generation was this really weird, super compact community of people that were all writing beautiful things together. And so he took it to one of his good friends, Gertrude fucking Stein, right? When he was younger. And it's like, hey, Gertrude fucking Stein, read this work. What do you think? And of course, she's much older than him at this point, already an accomplished writer. And she looks and she goes, "Oh, Ernest, this is terrible. Never show this to anyone. Don't ever show it." And he goes,
and he's like,
never
it
show
was
it to
published.
Yes. And he said, never show this to anyone. Fuck you. I'm going to show this to everyone. And of course, he tries to get it published, and nobody will publish it because it is hot garbage. But what he did instead was, he kind of put it in the bottom of a stack, and then he started writing some of the stuff. Eventually, he would get published.
Sold as a package.
Yeah, and so he made people print this terrible fucking story in his anthologies as a big fuck you to Gertrude Stein.
I'm pretty
and
sure
else.
No one ever thought Ernest Hemingway was egotistical.
Yeah,
no one's ever claimed that.
Exactly. Before. He was a monster of a person, but also an amazing gifted writer. So then we read Hills Like White Elephants, and the point of the lesson, of course, was like, so this man over the course of his lifetime and experience was able to go from this absolute just fucking horse shit, right, to this penultimate achievement in writing. And it is like this is what you can expect. Do not compare yourself to the Ernest Hemingway at the beginning. It is much more fair to compare yourself to Ernest Hemingway here at the beginning, right? And most people can compare themselves favorably. So let's start there, and then that's where we started writing. But I always think of that whenever I look at a authorship, first to last in a long series. It takes them years and years and years to write. I was like, yeah, of course it's going to be so much stronger by the end because they have also gotten better.
Yeah, I know I've said this before, so I'll just go through it real quick. I think by book 5, you know what the Dresden Files are. They get better still, but you know what they are. Book 3 is your first peek behind the curtain as to where the series is going.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's so many just amazing books, and while I like a lot of other series I've read, they don't stack up to the majority of the Dresden Files. Okay, let's move into other topics. This is your weekly reminder that Adepticon registration is going to open soon. It opens on January 11th, so set a reminder on your phones. Things will sell out very quickly, so do it. Parker, what are you excited to play this year?
Oh my god, I'm so glad you asked. It is my greatest stressor in my life right now. Is what I'm going to do today.
Again, what a time we live in, where Parker's greatest stress as an adult human with children is that what events am I going to play at in Adepticon?
Yeah, it absolutely is. I am blessed. I understand that this is definitely a first world problem, right? Like, what am I going to do when I travel?
No, my vacation of enjoyment.
What am I going to pick?
So many options.
Yeah, I know. It is a giant first world problem, but it is a stressor in my life. And since this is a podcast about geek stuff, I get to be stressed on here. Here is the big problem. I played a Judgment tournament this past weekend, and the people made it really fun. Like, I really enjoyed my games. My games were fun, but the game itself, this new format, this new single rule, they just added one rule that completely changed the game, and I think some people will still be able to really enjoy it, and I don't think it's going to hurt the community. I don't think it's the end of the game. But me specifically, I really don't appreciate it. I do not like it. It's made it very difficult for me to feel like I get to play the game that I have been playing. And that's very frustrating. So, there's going to be a Judgment at Adepticon, and I think people are going to want to play it. I have a feeling I will probably be able to find space for minis and, tokens in my thing, but I am not excited to play it for 3 days like I have been every other con. So I got to figure out something to do. What's up?
Thank you for finally looking at me. I don't know why you look at your feet when you're podcasting.
I actually wasn't looking at my feet this time. I was trying not. Okay. I was trying to find out what my wife was doing. She walked.
Okay. Well, I was just going to point out, I don't understand why every game decides there needs to be a turn limit, and why almost unilaterally that turn limit is 6 turns. How does that make sense?
I don't understand.
Who picked 6 turns?
I think it's about amount of time, like time on the clock. I think it has nothing to do with the way the game works. I think it has everything to do with this is about how long one turn takes. As
Judgment specifically, and War Machine, chess clocks are a thing, but that's a recent development in gaming, right?
Yeah.
Mechanical chess clocks were not a thing in miniatures gaming for a very, very long time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, but almost every game has had a turn limit in the past, and it's always been the standard to have 6 turns. Blood Bowl is the exception because they do 8 turns per half. But outside of that, Armada was 6 turns, 40K was 6 turns, AOS was 6 turns,
Mm-hmm.
Fantasy was 6 turns. There's a lot of GW games there. War Machine was 6 turns, Hordes, every game I've ever seen played that has a turn limit, it's 6 turns. And it just doesn't make sense to me. And maybe it's just because it's D6 games, just the number 6 shows up a lot. a lot of
That's
range
so
increments or
interesting. That's
increments
so
of
interesting
6.
that you pointed this out. I recognize that 6 turns was also MCP. I was like, that's a coincidence. But now you're right. It was all those other
It's
games too.
everything. Like, dude, it's like the number 33 in here. Like, everything is 6. Like, why is everything an increment of 6 inches?
Huh.
Like, well, how far does this pistol shoot? 12 inches. How far does the flamer shoot? 6 inches. How far does my bolter shoot? 24 inches. You're like, okay, like, it's just weird. It's like, people are afraid to do odd numbers. Flames of War was six turns.
That's
Yeah,
fucking
it's just
weird.
odd to me that, like, 6 is because it's fine if 6 is the number it should be.
Mhm.
I'm totally fine with it being 6. But you're telling me that every game that's been developed in modern miniatures game history conveniently has the same desired turn length? Like, really? That
Yeah.
seems odd because these
Yeah.
games are vastly different. Like, it's just weird, right?
That is weird. That is
It's
very weird.
almost like it's just really lazy. And they just
It's
don't want to do
almost.
research.
Yeah.
Almost. Could be anything, even a boat.
Yeah. Or like somebody's just like, you know what? Gamers understand the number 6. Like gamers all know 6. So we'll do 6 too, right? That's the way a developer thinks. We'll do 6 also because gamers know 6. I feel like that's where the laziness is.
And I'll even give it to Games Workshop because I normally like ragging on them, but they came up with really elegant versions of random turn length. Because you know what? You can't plan for the automatic turn 6 effigy dive when it's random turn length.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate random turn length, but it's what it is. Like, it's not the worst way to solve that problem. I kind of like the way Old World does random turn length right now. If you have random turn length, you play 5 turns. At the end of turn 5, you roll a d6. If your roll plus the current round timer equals 10, you stop playing. So a 5 plus on turn 5, and then a 4, and then a 3, and then a 2.
Okay.
And so you could technically play 9 turns, but you could also play 5.
Yeah.
And honestly, in Armada and Old World, like, because they're, turning based movement and not 360 based movement, they are ponderous enough that once your armies have collided and moved past each other, it's honestly really ponderous to get them to turn around and re-engage. It's really awkward. It's kind of like those, Total War games where you're like, all right, well, I won this flank, but now these guys are so far out of position that they're never going to get back to the main battle. So it's like, I just stop moving them.
Right.
And so it's stuff like that is kind of odd. And so I actually kind of liked it in Armada. But in Armada, you could pilot your ships in such a way to play for the long game.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could just joust each other and then, we joust once and then the game's over.
Right.
Because that 4 turns of moving now will never get turned around because our ships are too slow.
So you think in Old World, like when 2 blocks meet, you're like, and then there's a fight, it takes a round and a half or 2 rounds or whatever, then that block, whichever block wins, that the winner will not contribute for the rest of the game. It's just not going to have enough time.
No. I'm just saying the army as a whole. Because so let's say we're doing this prolonged combat. My unit of cavalry comes in to assist my unit that's already been engaged for a while. They slam in, I win combat. When you destroy an opponent, you have the option to either overrun, which is basically pursue past the dead people, or to hold position and reform. But to choose to do that, it's called a restrain move. You have to make a leadership check. Some units are bad at making leadership checks. Like, it's just the way they work. And so if you fail that leadership check, they just overrun. So they move their full movement straight forward, basically. You're going to roll 2d6 and move that far straight forward. So then on your following turn, the next game round, you will take a reform action, which is your entire movement. You just turn around. Mm-hmm. Now it goes back to your opponent, comes back to you. During that time, they're obviously going to move out of your charge position. They're not going to just let you free charge them. And so now you've overrun, reformed, and then walked. And it's basically 2.5 turns of them doing nothing. And so, yeah, if on turn 3 or 4 you do that, you hit them, you overrun, bottom of 4 you've overrun. It's like, yeah, they're basically never going to do anything. Now, that's not always the case. It is sometimes the case. But mostly what I was talking about is like the 2 battle lines have hit each other. So your whole line's like, you've won a couple of these battles, I've won a couple of these battles. And there are 2 armies just kind of like slide past each other like, I don't know, pawns walking past each other. Mm-hmm. And then they have to stop, reform, everyone turns around, and then start posturing for position again. By the time our battle lines re-engage the fragments of what is left, the game's basically decided already.
Mm-hmm.
And so I understand it in a rank and file game like that, because again, it's not about like killing every model they have. It's about winning important combats. It's like, oh, well, I've got, this is a 600 point combat because I've got like 3 units, you've got 2 units. The winner of this combat will, win the value of these units, and then back and forth. So I don't need to kill this 40-man unit dead. I need to beat it in combat handily enough to cause it to break. And once that happens, I can easily destroy it.
Oh,
I've achieved the victory. Now I just have to claim the points.
I just realized something. This is such a stupid thing. I just realized. I did not realize. What is the win condition of Warhammer Old World? Like, what is
Old World?
Is
the
it just
standard game mode is victory points, which is the old school kill the fuck out of the other guy. There's a lot of modifiers.
Yeah.
There's a lot of modifiers. It's a lot like X-Wing,
where
the missions give you modifiers to victory points. So it's like, oh, I killed this thing. This thing was worth 200 points. I score 200 points.
Mm-hmm.
You knocked my thing below half. You get a half of its points. Stuff like that. You get bonus points for claiming enemy banners, which are the unit flags. You get extra bonus points for killing the enemy general. You get bonus points for other mission effects. You get, I think it's half points for units below 25% or fleeing units at the end of the game. So stuff like that. So primarily the game ending early is the difference of, oh, my unit didn't get to rally before the end of the game. Or, I wasn't able to completely destroy this unit. It was only below half. Like, it's little stuff. The game kind of goes the way it goes. Usually the big swings of the game happen on turn 3. Because, we've been posturing for position for 2 rounds. Our armies have met. Now they're duking it out. Like, the decisions are being made. Like, dice are falling where they're going to fall. Usually, like, the biggest swing I've had happen was my general was fighting my opponent's general. Both of us were basically on dragons. One of us won. I won combat by, like, 1. And my opponent bricked his leadership, like rolled an 11 on the leadership 9. Guy breaks and runs through 2 of his own units. I think one of those broke. And then on the following turn, I caught him on a charge and killed him. So if we just reverse that, because I think he only had like 2 or 3 hit points left. If he just kills me instead, his 350 point general is still alive instead of dead. One of his units isn't broken, so that's like 150 points there. And my 450 point general is dead. Versus not being dead.
Mm-hmm.
So my 450 points I would have given up, plus the 150 points for killing the enemy general. So that's 600 points of value. Doesn't die. Then I get to heal him, so you don't even get half points for it. Then I kill your 330 point guy who is at full health. Plus he's a general, so he's another 150 there. Plus a broken unit worth like 100 points for being fling at the end of the game. So it was like 1,000 point swing of victory points for 1 combat, 1 leadership roll. Which is rare, but like stuff like that can happen. But in advance, like, hey, we're putting our generals together. This might determine the outcome of the entire game.
One of the things I've heard some people, not you, just talk about Old World and talking about points lockers, right?
I like how the term I've heard people talking, not you, basically means I don't agree with this opinion.
I don't agree with this. Oh, yeah, you don't agree with this. Oh, no, meaning like. I don't believe you were there, is what I could have said.
Sure.
I don't think you were in the room. You could have rebutted maybe, and that's why I'm asking for your rebuttal now. This is what I mean. What they were talking about is how Old World, in their opinion, was because of the win conditions being usually points, that people were incentivized to build points vaults, right? Where you're just like, let me put lots and lots of points into this single hypermobile, usually guy on a dragon of some kind, or their version of a dragon, right? And then I will make sure that it doesn't die because it's so much more mobile than every other rank and file thing. I'll only choose fights that this thing can win, so it will get some value, and my opponent will never get value from it. And that's the way to gamesmanship the victory condition of Old World. They didn't appreciate that. Me specifically, coming from a game like you just mentioned it, X-Wing, that was a way to play X-Wing, right? Like,
no, yeah, that is definitely a strategy in X-Wing.
Yeah. So I was just curious.
I assume you don't want to call this person out.
What? I honestly don't remember who said it. It was a conversation in the game store. I honestly don't remember who said it.
And it was Kenny. Kenny said that.
Kenny was part of the conversation, but I don't know if he was the one who said it.
I think we should insert Kenny directly under the bus wheels and just leave him there.
I don't know if
I don't know that it was Kenny that said that.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, which is a nuanced opinion, like I'm not an expert at this game, I play it casually. I think that is a novice outside looking in opinion, and I think that it is correlation, not causation, right?
Okay.
Like it is not exactly the reason you're winning. Now, is the fact that you didn't kill your opponent's 500 point character, meaning that is also their general that was worth 650 victory points, did that mean you didn't lose the game on a scale of 2,000? Maybe. Like, but also the guy killing half their army and not dying also helped. Like, sure, like I think the biggest issue with the game at the present moment is that characters on monstrous mounts, specifically behemoth mounts, are too hard to kill. I think that is a problem with the game. I don't think that has anything to do with victory points. I think that's just a general issue. If you shove a character on dragon into a rank and file unit, you should expect to win that fight, and I don't think that's ever a good idea. Rank and file units should win combats, except for very rare occasions, versus things that directly counter them. If a dragon counters a brick unit, what does a dragon not counter? And that's the problem.
Yeah.
And so if a dragon is just meant to be the penultimate item in a game, okay, but then you need to understand that dragons are going to be on every table. And then it's going to be everyone's trying to figure out a way to kill dragons, which is kind of where we're at right now. And it's not that you can't kill them, they're just difficult. Mm-hmm. And if anybody's interested in, Old World, it's basically 40k stat line, but the invulnerable save is called a ward save in this game. It is a magic save. But you get every type of save per model. So if I damage your model, you get an armor save. Things in the game modify your armor, just like AP value in 40k. So if AP 1, I hit your 3+ armor, you now have a 4+ armor. Ward saves don't get modified. So you just it's just like an invulnerable save. You have a 4-up ward. You have a 4-up ward all the time. It's against everything. But you get both saves. Then also, there's a third save called a regen save, which is like feel no pain. So if every wound you take, you roll a regen. If you succeed, you don't lose the wound. So like it's not impossible. It's not even that hard to get a dragon to a 3-up, 4-up, 5-up. Like that's the general I'm running in my army right now. He's not my general, but he's a lord on dragon.
Right.
So he's a 3-up, 4-up, 5-up with toughness 6, because pretty much every dragon is gonna be toughness 6 at least, and he's got 8 wounds. So you're toughness 6, 8 wounds. But that doesn't sound impossible to kill in a 40k stat line. The problem in Old World is we don't have laser cannons.
Right.
So you have regular shitter people that have no shoes and swords. He's like, hey guys, we bought you these clubs. Please go kill the enemy Lord on Dragon, please. By the way, he's a vampire. I don't know if that's relevant to you. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, thanks. I'm so happy we're fucking here. Right. And you just literally see little people clubbing on dragons. Like, what are you supposed to do? You can't kill it. Your odds of wounding him are like 1 in 500. Like, it's no chance of happening. You hit him on 5s, you wound him on 6s, then he saves on a 3, and then on a 4, and then on a 5. And then you have to do that 8 times.
Yeah. One of the things I like / don't like about it is that they gave, I've heard this thing called, is it like Slayer or Monster Slayer or something like that?
There's a rule of the game called Monster Slayer. There's also an exact same rule called Killing Blow. They just work on different unit types. If you have those rules and you roll a 6-2 wound, you automatically destroy the model unless it makes a ward save, which is the invulnerable save. Mm-hmm. They don't get armor, they don't get regen. So the issue being that basically every model is already wounding them on 6s. So there's no penalty. It just says if you wound said model, they die. And so it's annoying because there's one generic item in the whole game that gives you this rule. Everyone else, it's army per army on if you get it or you don't get it. Mm-hmm. So, for example, the army Richard plays, Tomb Kings, have like 4 or 5 models with this fucking rule. And their models, one of their models is incredibly cheap. It's 70 points. The model has like 4 attacks with Monster Slayer and Killing Blow. So anything it hits, if it rolls a 6 to wound, you die. Unless you make a ward save. Mm-hmm. So it can run up and stab your general on dragon and just kill him outright. And it's a 70-point model. So the problem is, like, it's unreliable. So if you invest heavily in this rule, you don't play against somebody who has a monster, or if you just, he makes his ward save, or you just don't roll sixes, then it's not worth it. But you only need to get one to have a 700 point swing in a game.
Right.
So
and that's what I was kind of going with, is that at the one hand you're like, okay, good, there's a rule to kind of get around this, kind of. You're like, yeah, but then all that does is it forces people to kind of go out of their way to be monster slayers, and then it's totally dead if your opponent plays a faction that doesn't have monsters or whatever. Like there are some that just don't use monsters or don't even have access to them. So yeah, I don't know. That was when somebody described it to me in the game store, I didn't comment because I don't play the game. But the first thing I thought was, yeah, so like that was fun in X-Wing. Like that, sometimes that was fun. I didn't play that all the time, but sometimes it was fun to play. I'm going to put 75% of my list into this one model and have a lot of play keep away with it. That was kind of fun. That was a way to play the game. And so I didn't know if that was just automatically not fun in fantasy, or if it was fine. It was just one way to play the game.
I don't know that it is. I don't have enough experience to say for sure. In my humble opinion, it has nothing to do with, very little to do with the fact that you are investing points on a model that is difficult to kill. It is more important that you are investing in a model that will be efficiently up on points destroyed versus death count. So if it dies and doesn't kill its own points in value, you're down.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime it kills more than it's worth, you're up. And so if it's going to kill 500 points worth of stuff and cost 300 points, you don't even care if it dies.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about getting an efficient trade in point cost versus point value. And so, yeah, if you take a Lord on Dragon and it costs 500 points and is worth 650 to kill it, it needs to kill 650 points worth of stuff if it's going to die ever. And if it doesn't die, you're just playing down 500 points unless it's fighting. So it's not just that it's not dying, you have to fight with it. If you could just field 1,500 points and kill 2,000, you could never lose, and so It wouldn't matter. Like, it's not relevant that it is hard to kill and it's expensive. It's more relevant in what it is killing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem, in my opinion, is that it does kill things and it is very unlikely to die.
Right. It is. You hope there's going to be a bit of a rock paper scissors, and it doesn't. It's Spock, right? It just beats everything. So you're like, oh.
And there are there's the issue is we don't really have any gunline players, and so in the game a cannon is effectively infinite range, hits on a static number irrelevant to you, and then it is strength 10 -4 to your armor save and does d6 wounds. So, and a cannon is like 120 points, I think. And so you're just like, I played Empire and he put 4 cannons down and my general on Dragon died before I got a turn. And you're like, yep, sucks to be you. And it's like, okay, that's kind of a counter. Yeah. But at the same time, he could shoot it for 3 straight rounds and not kill it. It's just random.
Right.
Yeah, because the way cannon works is you roll an artillery die, which is just a key word for saying roll a d6 and times it by 2. And so you declare a range, because it's not guess range. You declare a range because it's pre-measure allowed. You roll a d6, multiply it by 2, a 1 is a misfire. Or sorry, a 6 is a misfire. So on whatever number you roll, let's say you roll 3, you double the range, and so it's 6. The ball will overcarry that distance, so 6 inches in this example. So you would intentionally guess short of your target because it's going to overshoot. So that what you roll on the first die is how far it carries past your intended spot.
Okay.
Then you roll that same die again, and that's how far it impacts the ground and bounces in a straight line. Okay. Anything from the point of impact to the distance it bounces that is under that line is hit by the cannonball and takes a strength 10 hit that does d6 wounds at -4 save. Now, a dragon, the big dragons, are on 6-inch bases. So it's pretty easy to line that distance up, right? Like, I have a line of attack and you have a 6-inch base. Like, it's easy to find a happy ground that you're hitting a fair amount of the time. If you misfire on the first roll, your cannon might explode because it's black powder. It's unstable. Yeah. If you roll a misfire on the second roll, it just doesn't bounce. It's called a stick in the mud. So the ball hits the ground, doesn't come back up, and just lands on the ground.
Yeah.
But if you had guessed on top of a model, that model is hit because it lands directly on his head.
Yeah.
So anyway, I did some rough napkin math. It looks like about a regular dude, like random Joe Schmo Empire soldier, has a 0.6% chance of causing a wound to the vampire on Dragon that we were talking about earlier. So roughly 1 in 180 attacks, he will cause a wound.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
There is a chance. Now, conveniently, you can take models that aren't shoeless idiots and that have actual weapons and stuff.
Yeah. So this is all a very long way of bringing me back to my point of what I'm going to do at Adepticon, which is I started with, man, I need to figure out something besides Judgment. As much as I love this game, the current version of the game is not fun to me, or hard for me to have fun. And then I thought, okay, so other games at Adepticon, there's going to be Marvel. I still don't hate Marvel. Marvel is not loathsome to me. I would not like day 2 of a sweaty tournament in Marvel. That would not be fun.
Yeah.
But playing Marvel would not be bad. And so I thought, okay, I'll bring some MCP. I was like, but what is, maybe I get into some of these other games that sometimes I walk by these games and I think, man, these tables are freaking cool, right? Like people bring some really awesome stuff specifically to Adepticon.
Like Old World.
Like Old World. Old World, some of them. And all of them are Games Workshop games because that's what, a lot of people come to play Adepticon is GW stuff. So Old World is one, Mordheim is another, and Necromunda was a third. And Jim got me on Necromunda because Jim is a convincing guy. My best friend Jim. And
whoa!
What?
When did this happen?
You did
I
not
thought
know
he was
about
just
this?
your very good friend Jim.
He's my very good friend Jim. What did I say?
Okay, you said best friend Jim.
Oh no, very good friend Jim.
Okay, you're about to get kicked out of this Discord channel.
I understand. My very good friend Jim. I was just making it shorter. But my very good friend Jim, it was talking about Necromunda and how he's going to start a campaign soon, and he's going to take it to Adepticon. And then we start looking at stuff. He shares a bunch of the books with me, and so I dive into the lore of Necromunda and the army entries like Scrooge McDuck. I'm just like 2 hands, let's go do it. And I found out all kind of
2
cool
hot
stuff.
dogs and 1 bun.
It is a super exciting looking game, but I haven't played it once, right? So I don't know if I'm actually going to enjoy the game. But in terms of the lore and the models, and the rule of cool, it's ranking really high, really fast. It is so much cooler to me, visually, aesthetically, than Judgment, right? Or MCP, honestly, for that matter. Like, it aesthetically looks great.
Okay.
What were you going to say?
It's just interesting to me because I've been in the game store community for a long time now.
Mm-hmm.
And I have never one single time seen a game of Necromunda played.
Exactly.
And I've seen a lot of dumbass games played.
Exactly.
I've seen, I think, every other Games Workshop game ever made played at the store.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'll take it back. I haven't seen Inquisitor played, which was the 42 mil scale
big that one.
model game.
Yeah, I remember that.
But I've seen people working on models for it. I've never, ever seen anyone doing anything with Necromunda.
Yep.
Ever once. Not a single time. Like, nobody had models. Nobody's been painting models. No, it's never happened.
Yep.
You two talking about Necromunda and me walking by was the most in-depth Necromunda I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And so it's just weird to me that of all games, Necromunda was the one that was never played.
Member of the cast, Aaron, also introduced me to Blood Bowl Season 3. He told me a little bit about Blood Bowl Season 3. We talked at length about it. One of my favorite teams from the video games that has not been part of the Blood Bowl for a long time is now in, called Bretonians. And I think the models are awesome. Brandon also found a really cool Grail Knight model. Like, that would be awesome. So I was thinking, okay, maybe there's Blood Bowl. Maybe there's Necromunda. Maybe there's Mordheim. Maybe there's Old World. And as I've been sitting here, this is my dilemma. I do not have the money right now in my budget, my gaming budget, to do both Adepticon the Trip and 4 different games at Adepticon. The games I have that I can play easily, of course, are MCP and Judgment. Those are the ones I have. So the default, in terms of time economy and money economy, clearly point towards those two. But I'm I am excited to try something new. And I think I have the bandwidth for one other in terms of time and money. So I've got to pick.
Okay, so what's your
one, and
primary?
it's really hard. What?
What's your primary?
What do you mean primary?
You said you get to pick one other. What's the first one?
I think I can play Judgment Adepticon.
Okay, so Judgment is the first game.
Yeah.
And obviously that will mean that everything is revolving around the Judgment schedule. Because if you're playing Judgment on like a Saturday, then you're not playing another Saturday
Potentially.
game.
I do not know if I'm going to play Judgment on Saturday, but...
Okay,
yes.
So hear me out. I just want you to hear me out. Can you hear me out?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Hear me out. Okay.
I'm listening.
I'm going to post a picture in the podcast channel, so if you want to go ahead and go there, go for that.
I'm following.
I have a model that might kill you. It might destroy your soul.
Might break my brain.
Yeah. So I just want to preface that this is an Ogre Kingdoms model that I have, that I can print. It is a Grail Knight on foot Ogre Kingdoms model. It is amazing.
That is
my favorite model that I've found in a long time.
That is so fucking weird and awesome.
It is so great. Well, so the man-eaters mimic human culture.
Yeah.
Because they exist among humans. So, like, I guess when they eat humans, they take on a bit of their personality or something. And then they collect their stuff. So there's a bunch of pirate ogres, because there's a bunch of pirates in the world. But then I found this guy who made a model for a Ogre Kingdoms Grail Knight, which is just fucking amazing. There's also this one here I will post that is a samurai Ronin kind of guy. That's pretty cool.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. So I have these models. And, thanks to Tyler. Tyler is the reason I have these.
Yeah.
But they're great.
Those
so
awesome.
As far as games go, because of you and Aaron being so interested in Blood Bowl, I was tempted to dip my toes into the Blood Bowl as well. So if you guys want to go play in the Blood Bowl tournament, I will probably sign up with you.
Oh, okay. Because you have painted...
I have an orc team fully painted. I have a out of date Norse team fully painted that is probably not even functional because I don't own all the new positionals. So yeah, I've been thinking about what Blood Bowl team I might play, and that kind of put me on to, because I was very against the new season 3 team revamps, in the concept that they're going to just lock teams into the positionals that come in their box set. Because the biggest one is Orcs. The Orcs is probably the team I played the most of. And they just lost 4 positionals because of the greedy way the company made the box set in the first place.
Yeah.
They just hadn't been a bunch of dickheads. Because it doesn't even make sense. Like, the logic is, we don't want to force you to buy multiple boxes to play a team. Except that you have to buy 3 boxes to play the fucking Orc team. Yeah. Even after their proliferation of, like, it will not make you... Because you have to buy the Goblin box to get Goblins. You have to then buy the Orc team.
Right.
And then you have to buy a Troll. So you have to still buy 3 SKUs to get an Orc team. And they're like, well, but a 4th team. Like, 4th SKU because we needed the money. It's like, bro, just put the other 4 dickheads in the 16-man box.
Yeah.
Why you give me 8 linemen? I don't need 8 fucking linemen. It's very annoying. So anyway, I was looking at what team I want to play. The team I want to play is Norse. But I'm waiting for Brute Fun to release his Norse team, and I looked it up. I don't know if you've heard. He broke his arm. The guy who sculpts. Yeah, he was doing something for Christmas and broke his arm. So he's gonna miss a bunch of sculpting time. God damn it. So the Brute Fun team won't be ready in time. So what team should I play for Blood Bowl, I guess is my question, if you're gonna play Blood Bowl. Because obviously you're playing Lizardmen.
I think I'd want to play Bretonnians.
You're going to play Lizardman. I know you.
Those models are wonderful.
Hear me out. I got one question for you. How many colors are lizards? Maybe 4. Maybe 4. If you count the dirt on the base, it's like
You're
4.
not wrong.
How many colors is a knight team?
Yeah, it's like
that's a lot of colors.
Different fucking colors, yeah.
Yeah, it's too many colors. Fuck that.
What team should you play? I mean, there's a really obvious one if you want to keep going with like your old world theme and just play one of the undead ones, right? Like play
So I played undead a couple times. I'm not directly against it. I guess I want to play something new.
Okay.
So yeah, I could play undead. Undead would be fine. Not directly against that. So I could play Black Orcs. I'm just gonna go down the list. Black Orcs, Chaos Chosen. or just Chaos in general. Chaos Renegades. Khorne would be interesting.
Khorne is. I think Khorne is super interesting. I agree with you. But
So they're basically just a chosen team with Frenzy.
Yeah, every single person has Frenzy, so it is not for the faint of heart. You have to be totally
it's
cool
bad.
with it just going way off the rails. Yeah, it's actively terrible, but it's a thing. Like you can do it.
Okay, so I guess when you said Undead, there was one team I was not including in this. Okay, so the list of teams I'm considering playing, I've got Black Orcs, Chosen, Chaos Renegades, Khorne, Necro, Norse, Orc, Undead, and Vampires. Vampire is the one I was most interested in because I think they're a really finesse team and they have an interesting way of playing the game. That being said, considering I'm probably not going to put a lot of prep into this, learning how to play a complex team is probably going to be more difficult than it needs to be. As where Black Orcs is literally push button, go downhill. Like they are full send, hit the guy in the face. Because they're just lizardmen with slow people, which means they have one less option than lizardmen have.
Yeah, you're not wrong. There is definitely like something to be said for play something that you can just insert your expertise you already have, right?
Yeah. I know the functionality of the game, but I've never played the game at a high level, and so I don't know all of like the advanced strategy stuff. Now, I'm not saying I couldn't figure that stuff out, but like I have very little experience passing, so I'd probably tend to make a lot of mistakes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the reason.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I am entirely anticipating that I'll be going there to lose like 3 games and have no like serious stake in it because I am not imagining that I'm going to be playing against people who have the incredibly limited experience that I do. But sorry, I have tons of experience on the video game, which is to say like positioning, but like modern rules, all the different new characters, all that kind of stuff that I will encounter. Somebody's going to surprise me with something. I'm going to learn. I'm going to step a lot of rakes, right? I don't know the rakes.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. The Black Orc box looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, like I love the models from Brute Fun. I just bought them as soon as I saw them, and that's the first thing I ever got from Brute Fun Miniatures. They're just a funny team.
Yeah, so it's just goblins and black orcs? Is that the idea, or is there?
And you get 1 troll. Yeah, you get 6 black orcs. Well, it's exactly Lizardman functionality. It's 1 big guy, 6 medium dudes, and a bunch of little dudes.
Ah.
And last year, it was possible that you could take one of the star players was like a really big black orc blitzer. And his name was Varga Ghoulchewer.
Yeah, Varga.
And so he's just like he's basically a troll that isn't a troll because he's as strong as a troll is.
Mm.
And so he's very funny. So you could take him with the Black Orcs, and it was like fittable within the packet. And they haven't published the pack this year, so I don't know what the rules are. Okay, so Chaos Chosen versus Khorne. I don't really know their like big differences.
Well, Khorne
Gore.
I don't think Khorne actually runs the warriors, right? They don't have the Chaos Warriors. It's just
no, they do. The Bloodseekers are the warriors.
Oh, okay, so they do have warriors.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're just not called warriors. They're just Khorne Berserkers, is what they are.
Okay.
Which is nice because obviously once you get them blocked, they're amazing because they get Frenzy for free.
Right.
But then and then Unsteady. I don't know what Unsteady does. Cannot use the secure ball action. I don't know what that is.
They can't. I don't think they can't pick up the ball, right?
No, that would be no hands. Secure ball action. I've never heard of the secure ball action. Maybe that's what they changed the name of the ability to. But they have hands. That would be weird. Usually people that can't pick up the ball are like chainsaw people.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the Chaos Chosen are you get your Chaos Warriors, and then you get Beastmen, and then you can choose one big guy. You either get a Troll, an Ogre, or a Minotaur. Mm-hmm. As where the Renegades team, it's kind of like the Old World Alliance. You get like 1 guy of each race. So you get Human Lineman, a Renegade Human Thrower, a Goblin, 1 Orc, who is just a regular Orc. He just has high armor. You get a Skaven, though, so he's really fast and has, I guess, the same agility for some reason. Anyway. You get a Dark Elf, who is really good agility. and then I think you get all 3 big guys. You get to take up to 3 guys, and they get the troll, the ogre, the minotaur, or the rat ogre.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that'd be fun because I like playing with big guys. So it's kind of like almost like taking an ogre team, but instead of having snotlings, you have like actual people.
Right.
You just only get three big dudes.
That could be fun. Yeah, you're right though. This Black Orc team is just so similar to the concept of a
yeah.
lizard.
It's just
team.
a reskin of the lizardman. So do you know what grab? You know what grab does, right?
Yeah.
And you know what brawler does?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, with grab you can do some fun stuff where because if you have a whole bunch of people with grab, you can just like hand people off down a line to just keep like giving them to the next dude while you just keep throwing blocks. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And with brawler, you have like Dollar General version of block, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So have you decided? Are you going to play Blood Bowl? Are you still thinking about playing MCP?
That's the thing. That's the consternation. Or do I just throw caution in the wind and play something? Because this is the one thing about the Blood. This is the big detractor for me in Blood Bowl is Blood Bowl at Adepticon. It's just going to be more Blood Bowl players. It's still just the same Blood Bowl, right? It's not like a cool table or something.
I think you will get because Blood Bowl, while being a really good game, has a small community.
Yeah.
And the community, like of people that play in tournaments, I think there's some value in the community that you will experience there. Because I think the guys there are pretty chill. They also are like pretty good. As where if you wanted to play something like Mordheim or Necromunda, I feel like you're playing those games because of who you're playing with and not because of the game. And so I would do those as local games because you're going to play with your very good friend Jim and a couple other people. As where Blood Bowl, you'd be playing like Aaron and Kenny every time you play a tournament game of Blood Bowl.
That's true.
And so getting to play other people would be nice. And I think that in my experience, I've been in that room a lot, and the people are pretty cool. As far as MCP, I would recommend in steering clear of the super sweaty tournament. Not because the people are bad, but just because I don't think sweaty MCP has any value right now. And so I think casual MCP is still fun, but I just don't think you'll get a lot of those games.
Like I know, I've already got a couple people, like Jake, the guy who does all my painting for me, fan of the podcast. He loves Infamous. Like he and I are definitely going to play MCP there at some point. Like we just want to play a couple games, and so like that sounds hella fun. Like play a couple of people that I only get to see at Adepticon. That sounds great. I've got a friend who he's actually the para-educator in my building. He's in my classroom all the time. He and I have bonded over just like Marvel comics in general. And he's like, what's this MCP thing? And over Christmas break, he got some for Christmas and painted a bunch. And so he and I are going to play tomorrow at the Geekery. So I don't know if he's excited about Adepticon at all, but that sounds wonderful. Like if he came to Adepticon, we could play a game of that. I would introduce him to some tournament games if he wants to try that. Like that kind of MCP sounds wonderful. So I'm definitely going to bring some models, no doubt. But what would I like to spend, kind of like you said, pick something that I was excited to go to the big show, right? There is another Blood Bowl list that I already have fucking painted, and I don't even have to work hard to paint it or get it done in time. I actually have a dwarf list. I have it. I just don't have a Death Roller. If I wanted to play the Death Roller, I'd have to figure that out.
I have 2 Death Rollers.
You have Death Rollers? What?
Brute Fun just released their dwarf team, so there's Death Roller for that. And then Jake had me buy a Death Roller a long time ago to print for him.
Oh, wow. Well, and now I got a guy who might be able to print me a Death Roller. Maybe I could just...
Alternatively, you could sign up for the Email Me wait list from GW's Forge World website, which last I heard only took 42 months to email you, letting you know that it's now in stock. And that was Josh. He literally bought the game, put himself on the email notification, built and painted a team, played the game, quit the game, forgot he ever played the game, and then got an email before the thing came back in stock. It was great. It's like, you're just fucking killing it, Games Workshop.
Yeah. Yeah, there's all I'm lousy with options right now, but I feel like I do need to choose. Well, I absolutely have to choose right by what'd you say? 11th. Yeah, I got like 12 days to.
Also, I would
figure it out.
prioritize the games that will sell out. Like Blood Bowl will sell out in the first probably hour and a half.
Yeah.
Um,
Judgment will not.
Judgment will not. MCP will not probably.
No.
Even the competitive tournament, there'll be some spots.
Yeah.
Mordheim is just open play, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're gonna play Blood Bowl, buy the ticket.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that sounds like a lot of fun. I think I'll probably play some Blood Bowl. Also, I'll get to play some. We can do some practice games and stuff here in KC. There's always people around here who'll be willing to do that.
Yeah. And remember this. This is a big one. If any of us place higher than Aaron, endless shit talking.
That's right. That's
endless shit talking.
That's what Kenny does. That's what like Kenny's only goal is higher than Aaron.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
You know what? I feel like because I'm pretty sure I placed like 2 spots higher than Aaron at WTC in the individual rankings.
Mm-hmm.
I never gave him shit for that. I should have just endlessly twisted that knife.
Yeah.
Like it's just like. All right, let's go and jump into Mojoverse.
Okay.
This week on Mojoverse, in honoring of the new year, we will talk about movies from the previous millennium, because that's so long ago now.
Well, it's also like I actually like this because it is odd timing to actually get a New Year's Eve episode, right? Like this doesn't happen very much, and so the most important New Year's in my life was Y2K, right? Like 1999 was a big fucking deal.
We're all just sitting on the porch at midnight, like, is it all gonna end?
Yeah.
And it's like, and then looking back, you're like, who thought that was gonna be a thing? Like, it's back in the day, like, the internet wasn't good enough to inform people that conspiracy theories were a thing yet. Mm. And, like, it was a complete hoax, basically. Like, looking back, it's like, who thought that was gonna do something?
It was one of those things where all of us go, no, it's not gonna do a thing. It's not gonna do a thing. Is it? Like, we were all just like,
yeah, right. It's like, that was a lot of, like, everyone in my life was like, I can't change anything about it. Why would I worry about it?
Right.
Like, I've always been that, like, there's no reason to stress about shit you have no control over. Mm-hmm. If you want to feel safer by going and getting some supplies, you'll starve to death a few hours later than the rest of us. So it doesn't really fucking matter. Like,
yeah,
who cares? Anyway, so let's go ahead and jump into it. So 1999 movies. Oh boy. Let's talk about the thing we want to talk about first, though. We were going to do 2025 movies because that's the obvious thing to do.
You're right.
But holy fucking shit, the movies sucked this year. Holy shit, they sucked this year. I haven't even seen 3 of them. I've only seen 2 movies that came out in 2025. Yeah. What the fuck, Hollywood? God damn.
It's been a pretty dry year. There were 2 movies on the list that I was like, yes, I would recommend this to other people. But one of them was a Netflix movie, so it never even came out in theaters. So like,
yeah.
Okay.
Parker, because I did so well last week, I'm going to offer you the honoree of going first. I just pointing out, I won 18-3. The shellacking.
Okay.
It's not really my opponent's fault, though. He's never seen 7 or The Usual Suspects. All right, go ahead, Parker.
All right, I get to pick the first movie.
Yeah, and if you fucking take my movie, I will kill you.
I don't know what that means, but I'm going to take the movie that was the most important movie from 1999 for me, The Matrix.
Okay, you narrowly avoid murder.
Okay. The Matrix was such a big fucking deal.
This close.
The Matrix was such a big fucking deal. Still is. Still is such a big fucking deal.
I know I've said this. I think I say this every time. I didn't mean to see The Matrix. It was one of the amazing movies I've seen that I was not supposed to see.
That's right.
I went with my mom to the Dollar Theater because, that's where I went. Mm-hmm. It was $2 for an adult ticket, $1 for a child ticket. And they just had movies that they bought the film reels from the major studio, like AMC and stuff. And then, like, when they were done playing it. So you'd have to go, like, a month and a half late. But it was before the internet, so who cared? Like, you're just a month behind. Who knows? And, we went to see, I want to say it was, like, Blue Streak, and it was sold out. And so we went to see The Matrix instead. It was amazing. The Matrix. Okay. So we're going to do this one slightly differently. Me and Parker are both going to do 2 lists, and so we're going to hot leapfrog each other and then go backwards. And so I'm going to go with my next pick because I feel like me getting 2 in a row here would be too good.
And we're going to do we're going to do this like my first 3 go on the first list is what we're doing, right?
Correct.
Okay.
No. No, we're gonna alternate between lists.
Got it. Okay. Just want to make sure I
Yeah.
know how to make the list.
So
Got
it's
it.
A, your A, my A, your B, my B,
Got
then my C, then your C, and then going back. So next up is your pick for your second list, Parker.
Oh, I get to immediately do my pick for the second list?
Yes, and then I'll do my second list, and then we'll go back.
Okay. This is my list. My first for the second list, I'm going to go with...
So while you're thinking, there's technically a little bit of strategy because you want to overload one list because you'll be competing with yourself. Your two lists will compete with each other. So if one of them is the obvious winner, you won't compete with yourself. But that also means you'll appeal to a more narrow audience.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if this guy that could shoot you in the foot.
I'm just gonna go top down. I've organized mine. So
yeah, I'm gonna go with my second place too. I'm gonna go with Fight Club.
Ooh, I didn't notice that one was 99. That's a good pick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good pick. I am then going to go with the obvious remaining low fruit is Dogma.
Oh, I was like, I don't think he's gonna pick Dogma, but he did.
100% Dogma. Okay, so this also means that I am getting the back end of the snake draft, so I'll get to go next.
Okay.
This is actually a hard one for me, but I'm going to go with one of my favorite directors and take Office Space.
So, okay, just for the sake of this, because I want to figure this out, which list has Dogma on it?
The one with Office Space.
Okay, so
just look at the form; it's typed out. It's just like we're drafting with 4 people, but we're controlling 2 people each.
Oh.
So
Okay.
Your Fight Club list is next. So what would you like to go with Fight Club?
With Fight Club, I'm going to pick...
The correct answer is Wing Commander.
I'm going to do The Mummy.
Ah, damn it. See, I think you should have put The Mummy with The Matrix, but, to each his own. I would have then taken The Mummy, which is why. Dude, when I was like 13 years old, The Mummy was the best fucking movie ever made.
It was amazing.
It was so good. I don't think it holds up super well, but I don't care.
I will never forget when the Mummy screams at him when there's like his jaw disjoints and Brendan Fraser just like yells back. Screams right back at his
So good. Oh, okay. I'm gonna start dipping. I think there's better movies available, but I'm gonna take these. All right, so we're gonna go with the Boondock Saints.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is back to your Matrix list. So Matrix with,
and
then you'll get a back to back. So the Matrix is gonna finish out now.
Oh, the Matrix is. This is it. Okay. Let's go with, Matrix. Austin Powers.
Too much.
Spy Who Shagged Me.
Okay. Number uno, dos.
And the last one is going to be...
Don't you fucking do it.
I'm going to let you have this one. It made my list, but I'm not such a huge fan, so I'm going to let you have this one. And I'm going to put one that was really, really important to me because of like time with my dad, because that's what the other two are. The Matrix and Austin Powers were both like my dad movies.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to put Desert Heat.
What? Desert Heat. Okay.
Which is the movie that as soon as I saw it on the list, like, oh my god, I can't believe I get the chance to pick Desert Heat, because
that was not the one I thought.
Because Desert Heat was such an amazing movie for my life, and it's such an amazing movie. I haven't seen it in so long. It might be trash, but man, such an important movie. I will never forget. I will never forget. It was Jean-Claude Van Damme in an action movie, but what I remember about it is it's not a John Woo style movie. It's more of a it's more like down to earth, right? It's like he doesn't do crazy like split kicks and shit. He doesn't dip his hands in glass.
John Wick.
No, John Woo movies, like where they have infinite clips.
No, not John Woo movies. John Wick movies.
Doesn't matter. The point. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, I see. Now
it's a play on words. Goddamn.
Now I'm with you. I don't think John Wick's a realistic action movie either, because everything's so silly. But
John Wick?
The way John Wick moves is not silly, but the world is silly.
The world is silly.
Right. But
the action is very realistic.
Right. But Desert Heat it's a very grounded everything. Like Jean-Claude Van Damme
Sure.
just plays kind of a guy. And one of my favorite moments in the thing is they're all getting shot at, and he has this old man who's a wonderful character actor, and he's telling this little kid, he's like, give me the bullets, and the kid picks this thing up and hands it to him. He goes, that's a suppository, and he throws it back at the kid. And for some reason, that moment like made my dad belly laugh, and my brother and I were just like, that was hilarious. But again, I wish I knew more about the movie, but I remember really enjoying it. So Desert Heat.
I'm curious what movie you think I was talking about.
I don't know. We'll never know.
Okay, so you weren't referring to a movie that you would let me have.
Oh, no, the first movie? I knew you didn't want Desert Heat. I knew that was going to be the movie that
what was the movie you were hiding? I'm curious.
Galaxy Quest.
That's been taken already.
What?
That was my first pick.
Oh, I didn't mark it. Never mind. I just didn't mark it off my list.
Okay. No, yeah, that never would have made it. I would not have made 4 picks already.
Because listen, you love Galaxy Quest. I was like, I'm not going to take that from you. But I just didn't mark it off mine.
Okay, I see now. I was going to say, I wonder what movie he thinks I'm thinking about.
No.
Okay, so it's to me. This is going to be my Galaxy Quest list. I'm going to go with The 13th Warrior.
Oh, I wanted that one.
Yeah.
Fucking love that movie.
All right, sir. This is your final pick. Fight Club, The Mummy, and...
I can't believe I'm going to leave Wing Commander on here, but I think I'm going to. This list was so good, Wing Commander's left off. Wow.
You can have it if you want it.
No. There's so many more movies on this that are better. I'm going to go with... So I had Fight Club, The Mummy.
Yeah, that's this list.
Oh, shit, that's amazing. You know what I'm going to put on there? I'm going to put on The Iron Giant.
Yeah, that was my next pick.
That's a badass list. That list, Fight Club, The Mummy, and The Iron Giant, that's a badass list.
All of these are great lists.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, man, there's so many good ones we're not going to pick.
Yeah.
All right, fine. I will take, with my final pick, The Green Mile.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that movie.
Good choice.
And man, is there a lot left on this beat.
Yes, there is.
Okay, so this is kind of our point, is between the two of us, we have visually seen 5 movies in all of 25.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've seen Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four, and you saw some other movies. I think you said you'd only seen 2 or 3.
Yeah, Knives Out movie, Wicked 2, which was terrible. The Knives Out movie was wonderful, but again, never in a theater. Mm-hmm. And the last one was, I can't remember what it is. Forgetful, obviously.
Yeah, so we couldn't string 6 movies together that we had seen from this year. Yeah. Meanwhile, 1999, we both did 2 lists, and we could do 2 more lists right now.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, easily. I have another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 honorable mentions.
I'm just curious how hard the draft would have been. Can I tell you mine and see if there's anything that we had at the same time?
So how about we'll just do our honorable mentions in draft form.
Oh, okay,
so we'll just go back and forth. So you can go first.
I'm going to go with Wing Commander. That's my first one, obviously, I guess.
Okay, Wing Commander, interesting choice. I'm going to go with Bicentennial Man.
Oh, see, that wasn't on my list. You would have gotten that one. I did not have that. My next one was Phantom Menace.
See, I didn't pick it because I think it has almost negative connotation at this point. However, half of that movie is great.
Yeah.
And half of it is absolutely terrible.
Yes.
It's because it had a lot of kid scenes, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's not a bad pick. Next up for me is going to be Mystery Men. There's just so many quotable lines from Mystery Men.
Okay, I missed
he fell down an elevator shaft onto some bullets. It's like my favorite line of all time.
So Mystery Men, I don't remember seeing that movie until much later in my life. I think I missed that movie.
I remember it vividly when I was a child. Speaking of, Brandon Fraser in the turn of the millennium had so many movies. I think he had 4 movies come out in 2 years. It was insane.
The next Brendan Fraser movie on my list was Blast from the Past. I almost put 2 Brendan Frasers.
I love that movie.
So
movie
was wonderful.
there's so many 60s throwback things right now. You got Fallout, all kinds of stuff that's like 60s like inspired, and Blast from the Past is right in that vein.
Yeah, I love it. That's so good.
The next one, I'm going to leave you some low-hanging fruit, but the next one I'm going to choose because it's near and dear to my past is Pushing Tin. It's a very fun movie for me specifically.
That's a great movie. That's just a really
It is a good movie. And everyone forgets about it, too.
Yeah. Here's another one that people forget about. It's a whodunit and a military drama at the same time, Three Kings. Did you ever
I didn't know that was 99.
Yeah.
I do like that movie. It's a little slow. I rewatched it fairly recently. It's a little slow, but it is a good movie. Okay. Next up, I'm going to go with Pokemon 2000. I watched that movie at the drive-in.
Yeah, that's a good
one.
Oh,
man.
I could have put that one. My next
one and remember, in 99, Pokemon was at its fucking peak.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That was.
And again, I was 13. I owned Pokemon cards. We were going hard.
You remember with the opening scene, you got to see Dawn Fan for the first time. You're like, that's not a Pokemon I know. Oh my god! You're like, your mind was fucking blowing up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Payback. Payback was a Mel Gibson movie.
Payback's a fun one.
It was a really fun movie.
All right, you haven't taken it yet. I'm going to steal it from you eventually. All right, I'm going to go with Toy Story 2. This is not the one I was talking about.
Okay.
Toy Story 2, obvious. Like, it's Toy Story. So.
Are you going to give me Lake Placid? Was Lake Placid on your list?
It's not on my list.
Okay.
I think it's a fun movie, but it's not worth putting on a list.
Okay.
I would have put Anaconda higher.
Yeah, not from 1999, but yes.
It's not 99, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm just going to take it then. I'm going to take Deuce Bigelow. The male gigolo.
That's from 1999?
99.
I missed it!
Dude, I let you have 18 movies before I called it.
Oh, God. I can't believe that.
That's the one I was talking about earlier when I was like, don't tell them about the shoes.
Oh, I cannot believe I did not know that. Oh, that makes me so mad.
Scrub. Not real fan.
Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo was the movie of my life. I can't believe I didn't know it was 1999.
The Carrot.
God, that movie was... I know that movie.
That movie is so absurd.
That movie
is so absurd.
That is one of the only movies that I watch so many times that I can't be surprised by a line. Like if you could just play it at any moment and I could just finish the line. That's all that can
surprise you.
Yeah, I could finish the line.
All right, it's your turn.
Okay. I love 10 Things I Hate About You. We were talking about how many high school wonderful rom-coms
of the teen drama relationship movies. It is, I think, the best.
Yeah, Heath Ledger kills it.
Yeah, again. Did you hear the casting director talking about Heath Ledger? This is an interview that came out recently. They're interviewing for the guy who's going to play the dude from 10 Things I Hate About You, and they've interviewed 600 people of just random 20-year-olds.
I think I heard this start to finish. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just super over it, and then he's like, all right. They're on the fourth day of casting, and somebody calls him. He's like, "Hey, I'm gonna send a guy over. It's as a favor. Will you just sit down with this guy and let him audition for the role?" He's like, "Sure, whatever. Bring him over." And he walks into the room, and instantly he's like, "If this guy can speak English, he's got the role." It's like as soon as he started talking, he's like, "All right, we're done." And so they go through 2 sentences of dialogue. He's like, "All right, let's just start improvising because I just want to see if he's funny." And the guy, he's like, all right, put the script down. Let's just start improvising. And then immediately he's like, oh, no, I've lost the role already. He's like, no, you're fine. And so they do a couple back and forth things. He's like, all right. And he's like, we're done. And he's like, damn it, I didn't get it. He's like, no, you got it. He's like, don't worry about it. And then he walks over. He's like, hire that man immediately.
Yeah.
Okay. It's my turn now. I'm going to go with, at the time, we thought it was the intro to the heist movie, Entrapment. But it turns out Ocean's 11 obviously stole it.
Yeah. My last one is a lesser-known movie called Mickey Blue Eyes.
Is this the Steve Martin movie?
No, this is...
No, that's My Blue Heaven.
No, Mickey Blue Eyes is... oh my gosh, he's the British actor. Hugh Grant. Okay. Where Hugh Grant accidentally marries into an American mobster family. James Caan plays the mob boss that he marries into, and he gets the Mickey Blue Eyes comes from at one point in the movie the mob was like, well, if you're a member into the family, like you got to be, you got to be part of the family. And
nickname.
And so James Caan is like, oh yeah, he's a member of the family. He goes, oh, what's his name? He goes, this is Mickey Blue Eyes. He goes, little Mickey Blue Eyes. He goes, no, he's from Kansas City. I go, oh, little Kansas City Mickey Blue Eyes. You mean like? Wait a minute, we already have a little Kansas City Mickey Blue Eyes. Like, no, this is a little big Kansas City Mickey Blue Eyes. He goes, little big Kansas City Mickey Blue Eyes. And like, I'll never forget that mob name, Little Big Kansas City Mickey Blue Eyes, is like his name because there already is so many other Mickey Blue Eyes. There was a great bit that I'll never forget. It's a good movie otherwise. It's charming.
Anyone who doesn't remember the absolute insanity around this movie, it was like the most popular movie in the country for 6 months. Big Daddy.
Yep, that was there.
Adam Sandler can, in fact, be serious.
Yeah.
If it's only for 5 minutes at a time.
Yeah. As long as Rob Schneider's there to be goofy as shit.
Yeah.
I cannot believe I missed Deuce Bigelow. That makes me so upset. I know.
It's because you're a failure as a human.
How could I miss that? I looked at like 3 different lists. That means that people don't
love
put
that
it
we're
on lists.
8 deep. Parker, we are 8 deep in honorable mentions, and this is what you regret.
I am so upset.
Okay. No, dude, we fucking absolutely dropped the ball. I think it was the 91 draft. Like, just Google betrayed us and hid all the good movies, like 8 pages deep, and nobody saw it. We missed like 8 good movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. It's your go.
Oh no, I that was me. That was all.
You're done. All right. I have 2 more. First off, Bowfinger.
Okay.
Speaking of Steve Martin.
Sure.
And then the obvious, iconic, irrefutable, dynamic Wild Wild West.
Yeah, I left that.
If only for the music album that followed.
Yeah, that was the beginning of everyone going, does Will Smith just rap for movies and then like kill it every time? Like, is that all he does? But it did.
If you've never seen Wild Wild West and you've only heard the memes, imagine a movie as good as League of Extraordinary Gentlemen set in the Old West. But bad. That's exactly what Wild Wild West is.
I love you're like, wait a minute, League was bad, but it wasn't that
I like
bad.
League. I like League, but it is beyond acceptable.
Yeah. True.
Okay.
I like that. It's beyond acceptable.
Yeah. And then just leave it up to their interpretation of what that means. All right. So, Parker, I would like to now give you the opportunity. Would you like me to recap the 3 Dungeons and Dragons sessions that you missed?
Right now?
On the air. I think it's worth it.
If you could do it in less than 5 minutes, because I told my wife I was going to join her for midnight.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, so do you remember when they made it to the big undead city?
Yeah.
Okay. So from there, they continue heading northwest to the western mountain range, at which point they decided, let's just go all the way west and check out this big abandoned ruins that's been here for hundreds of years undisturbed.
Okay.
As you can imagine, it went quite well. As they approached the city, they were attacked by hill giants. They killed the hill giants, at which point they declared that, well, this is going to be easy if there's only hill giants defending it. The last hill giant they killed said, my brothers will not be so easily defeated.
Oh, no.
And so then they wander further into the city and get attacked by stone giants.
Oh, shit.
They kill the 3 stone giants, and the last one still alive calls out, brothers, help me. and then they have to fight fire giants.
Oh my god.
At which point they decide, we need to leave. This is too many giants. And then on the way out, they get attacked by frost giants.
No shit. Like, how are they not dead at this point?
When they kill the frost giants, they inform them that their brother will avenge them. And then this deep fog rolls in, enveloping everyone. And a cloud giant attacks them.
No, you're making this up. This is
bullshit. No, this is 100% all happened. And then as they fell the cloud giant, this like thunderstorm starts rolling in over the city. And that's where we called it.
Oh my gosh.
So storm's coming.
So it's just giant, getting progressively taller. And
no, I skipped one fight. They fought a beholder, which nearly wiped the party. If you should have been there.
I remember about the beholder.
They literally almost died.
Yeah.
I had to get very creative on the monstrous motivations to get it to not kill them all. I also, to be fair, I didn't realize how fucking scary beholders were.
You whoopsied.
Well, I started reading his abilities, like, yeah, this is perfect. It's the right challenge rating I'm looking for. It's the right type of monster I'm looking for. It's the right, like feel for the setting. It's the right, environment. And it's the perfect place to put a monster. And then I started reading his abilities. I'm like, all right, this all seems fine. It's like, he's got Charm Person. He's got Fear. He's got Slow. I was like, this is all great. And then we start the encounter. I start reading the rest of his abilities. I'm like, oh, Disintegrate. Finger of Death. Like, I was like, oh, this guy has some no-no buttons that you're not, like... It's like, because I don't know, like, I was so scared because they entered the room pretty beat up. It's like, well, technically Disintegrate is one of the least bad spells I can cast off of his spell list. But the way Disintegrate works is it does 5d6 damage if they fail the save. If they make the save. If they fail the save, they take 2d6 damage per level. He's a 13th level caster, so it does 26d6 damage if you fail the save. So it's either 5 or 26d6. Regardless if you make or fail or pass the save, if you are reduced to 0 hit points from the attack, you are atomized, and your body turns to dust, and you can't be resurrected.
Right.
So even if you have just 10 hit points, he's like, Disintegrate, you're dead forever, goodbye. And he just kills the next person. You're like, oh shit. And so you have to, like, what are your hit points, guy? And then it's like, okay, so you have 80 hit points. It's like, well, even if you have 80 hit points, 2066 is a lot. Like, that might get close, if not well over. And so it was just a really weird situation.
Yeah.
And then the other funny thing he has is his big eye on his actual head, not the eye stalks. They have as an anti-magic cone. So when he opens his big eye, no magic exists in that vision arc. And that's not like you can't cast spells, like your magic items stop working. You can't use spell-like abilities. Nothing works. And so your sword turns into a regular sword when you're standing in front of him, and he can fly. So he just hovers up and looks down at you, and you're like, well, this is fun. But yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. I'm excited to jump in to the Cloud Giant. Let's go ham.
Well, they started fighting the giants, and then they looked at their list of goals that they had. Do you know what they wrote down as a goal in a previous game session? Giant genocide. That's what they had previously written
I remember
down.
When we wrote that. Yep. I remember. I was there when we decided.
We'll just kill all the giants, and then we'll be fine. And then the giants kept showing up. They're like, we need to leave. And they're like, the giants kept showing up. Like, where are all these giants coming from?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to wrap it up for today. Hopefully everyone had a good time. This has been Brandon.
And Parker.
And you just listened to Insert Kenny directly under the bus wheels.
So what are we going to call this thing?
I got it. Okay. Incredible, new, fantastic, astonishing, mighty, original, uncanny, sensational podcast.
I'm just going to put down infamous.